Well, thank you. As I was telling you on the chat, we always be thankful to people like you who are the very first supporters, who believed in me. So thank you so much.
This is a very special episode of the AndoVocals podcast, the fledgling AndoVocals podcast. We have Milo Silvestro from Fear Factory, the new vocalist, joining us today. The poor Fear Factory guys, they have been caught up in a snowstorm and have been unable to play their show in San Francisco tonight, which has been super frustrating. Milo, please tell us about that, mate. Like, what the hell? I mean, if it wasn't lawsuits, if it wasn't COVID, if it wasn't Mother Nature, what else is going to stop Fear Factory from playing, dude?
We were making jokes with Dino because, there are people saying, of course, they're joking. They're like, oh, it's Milo's fault, And so I'm making jokes with Dino like, oh, I'm the bringer of plague, man.
Really?
So, with puns intended. So, I mean, it's been really crazy because I woke up this morning and I could feel that the tour bus was, stopped basically because you can feel it, when it's out, when it's driving, it's always bumpy and stuff. So I was like, okay, so we got San Francisco, it's cool, but we were stopped for a long time, what's going on. And I wake up and Pete, our drummer, he goes like, it's fucking snow, man, take a look at the window. And I took a look at the window. It was all, there was an endless car line waiting, stuck in the snow in the middle of nowhere, somewhere between San Francisco and LA. And, just crazy. And we're still stuck, actually. We still stuck and stopped, parked over here. And, we feel really sorry that we couldn't make it to San Francisco. Hopefully everything is gonna, be fine, in due time, and get ready for the next show Monday in Portland,
Portland, Oregon, right?
Portland, Oregon, yeah. Then we're gonna go, I think, Seattle, Vancouver, Spokane.
Oh man, I love Vancouver. Devin Townsend's country, but yeah, you're having like Northern Italian with it, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like crazy. It's been crazy, but it's kind of melting out there. You already can see a little bit of concrete. But let's hope for the best. We want to be out there.
So we might as well get stuck into these questions, mate. You're on tour at the moment. I guess pre-production on the upcoming Fear Factory album has probably ground to a halt while you're on tour. Am I making an assumption there, or are you still working on it in behind the scenes there?
Yeah, that was the idea. That's why I brought my laptop, my audio interface, my studio mic. But yeah, mostly the idea was like to maybe, if we have spare time, record some like scratch idea, stuff like that. But as far as I know, we won't be working on new material until maybe the summer. It's all, theoretical at this point. So yeah, by now we're all focused on touring. We're focused on, making things right for the tour. But yeah, of course, new music is gonna come up. We just know when exactly. But yeah, we might lay down some scratch ideas before we done.
Good stuff. So a question that I have is in regards to the actual writing of the music. Are you going to be heavily involved in not just the vocals and the lyrics and all that sort of stuff, but will you also be involved in the instrument side of things?
Well, I was really hoping that, because that would make me really happy, because being myself, not just a singer, but also like poly-instrumentalist and composer, and being, since I love the Fear, all arrangements, Fear Factory, the strings, the synthesizers, not just the kick-ass riffs and drums part, vocals, but Fear Factory's got an amazing arrangement background, really cool. If you hear the last album, Aggression Continuum, it has beautiful orchestral, But I mean, you can find a beautiful orchestral arrangement even in, songs like Resurrection, Real Strings. I always loved that. So as a composer, that was an influence, and it would be even another full circle to be part of it. And fortunately enough, when I told Dina I was a composer and arranger, she was like, okay, so maybe you can take part some of the stuff in new album, like maybe if we need like an orchestral intro or a prelude, like or an interlude or an outro, with strings and synths and cinematic stuff, maybe you can step in. And it was like, wow, it's fucking amazing. I'm so humbled for that, because
wow,
considering that I'm the last guy arrived, the youngest, and I wouldn't expect that, so I'm really happy and thankful that he trusted me that much, so I'm really gonna work hard to do my best, because that's a great deal. So
you do bring a hell of a lot of talent into the band, not just from a vocal perspective, but yeah, I mean, obviously you are one of those instrumental polymaths in that, you started on the drums as a 12-year-old and then sort of progressed from there through guitars, etc., etc.
Yeah, started at 12 playing drums and percussions. I was a lot into either rock drums, but also, Latin percussions like congas, timbales, Afro, Cuban percussion, African percussion, djembe, all kinds of ethnic instruments. I was a freak of that. Still a percussionist, theoretically, it just can't play right now, but, I still do gigs in Rome as a percussionist. So I studied in Roman Conservatory, Classical Conservatory, Santa Cecilia, very renowned classical conservatory. So I studied a little bit of classical percussion as well. So that I come from there. And of course, when the passion for metal was born, I started also being interested in metal drumming. So that was another thing, it was added to the background. And so, yeah, basically that was the thing I started from. But then, my passion for music was so wide, it literally, we're moving. Yay,
yes. We're moving. Great stuff, man. No, that's fantastic to hear.
I give you updates, real-time updates.
I should have made this a live video instead.
Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, my huge passion for music that my parents gave me, because as they're both musicians, wasn't just talking what they gave me, the background they gave me, like blues, jazz, finger picking, acoustic American music and rock, blues, whatever. But it expanded more and more, as soon as friends introduced me to new music, like electronic music. I was a lot into as a teenager, trance, hardcore, techno music, drum and bass. And so started messing around with synthesizer, with electronic music producing, turntable scratching, kind of different things that has to do with electronic music. So from there, I think the next instrument on the way was the guitar, because passion for metal. So I remember a friend of mine gave me like a $50 cheap guitar that I mounted bass strings on it to tune it to drop A, and started to play along Digimortal and Obsolete,
Epic.
So and I taught myself how to play guitar basically just basic chuggy things, and trying to play Fear Factory, that was a little bit too much for me, but still, have fun playing along to the records. And
the only Fear Factory song that I can play at the moment is Resurrection, and I reckon that's probably the most basic Fear Factory song you can play.
Yeah, but it's a really cool guitar riff and chords, Yeah.
Love it, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Such a good riff. Yeah, I was particularly taken aback with your cover of Resurrection in the New Breed of Fear Factory that you posted. But previous to that, the Soul of a New Machine medley, I think that was the first one you posted, was it? And
yeah,
I just was like, wow, this man can fucking sing.
Well, thank you. You know, as I was telling you on the chat, you know, we always be thankful to people like you who were the very first supporters, you know, who believed in me. So thank you so much. You know, I remember you in the comment section. Oh, Milo, fucking amazing. So never forget that. Thank you.
I'll never forget seeing your post with those videos. Just amazing. Just was hooked from the moment I heard your voice. Oh my god, this guy's singing all of this Sullivan New Machine stuff. And then there was, as I mentioned, the Resurrection cover with Timelessness. Oh my god, that was just fantastic. And then I think you had to re-record it because there were vocals in the background or something, Burton's vocals or something, and then you had to re-record it, I think.
Exactly. That was when Dino hit me up, and he wanted me to do a bunch of covers, and also redo those covers that I did on the original songs because I didn't have the instrumental. So he sent me the instrumental. It's like, okay, redo Resurrection Timelessness on the instrumental so I can hear you not on top of Bert, but alone, you know? So,
I mean, not that was ever an issue because I could hear your natural voice coming through and I'm going, this guy's phenomenal. Like, anyway.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, and that was a really emotional time too because, you know, Sullivan Machine medley came out in January 2020. It was actually, I remember uploading it December 31st of 2019. And he, of course, you know, during the New Year's Eve, and he came out, of course, on the January 1st, 2020. It was a month away from the lockdown, which in Europe kicked in February. But that was just for fun, you know, just to put it out and enjoy it with some fans, you know. This is me, this is how I sing, you know, and if you like it, I'm glad. That was it, you know. I didn't even know about the edition stuff. But actually, when I did the second cover, and of course, Dino saw on the New Breed Facebook page the Sullivan Machine medley, and he complimented me, and I was so happy about it. Still didn't know about the edition, but when I did Resurrection Timelessness, it was during the lockdown. You know, it's probably a lot of.
Sorry, Milo. I remember seeing just a little note at the end of one of your videos. I think it was the Resurrection Timelessness one. You said, "Thank you so much to Fear Factory for getting me through this tough time," or something along those lines. Can you sort of talk about how tough the times really were during that COVID period?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote something emotional, like "Thank you for keep me going on," stuff like that. But that, you know, that's typical metal cliche, right? We pretty much all metalheads like us. We are so passionate about it that each one of us got a heavy metal saved my life story, basically, right? And I remember doing that song in a very dark time because, you know, we were in the lockdown and stuff, and later on a lot of bad shit happened, you know, so but, you know, never mind. I remember, I don't know what some reason, you know, the lockdown and some other reason, you know, maybe struggling with some kind of relationships at the time, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it was feeling me, you know, Lou and you know, I need to did that cover to let out those emotions because those closure Fear Factory songs like Timelessness, Resurrection, Memory Imprints, Expiration Day, they are the songs that get me the more emotional. You know, I can, you know, when I'm all alone, you know, maybe I go through some bad shit and easily cry with it because, you know, they fucking struck some heavy chords, you know.
I don't think you're human. I don't think you're human if those songs don't have some sort of emotive response in your inner being, right?
Yeah. So I really needed to do it, not just because I was like, okay, let's do some more covers, have fun, but because it was really in a fucking, you know, dark time and needed to, you know, communicate that. And I think that was the best that I could do because Resurrection, Timelessness, I think there are two faces of the same feeling, which is, you know, Resurrections to me, it's more like mental state of being more positive and thinking, oh yeah, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can revive. I feel the positive energy flowing through my veins, stuff like that. And that's the vibe that gives me. But timelessness is more like, a sweet death. How do you say, like, commiserating yourself in a sweet way. Still, it's dark, but it's beautiful at the same time. I don't know. So yeah, I really need to do that. But the result was that Dino commented again the next day, hit me up, and this can't be true. It was 7 in the morning in Italy. I was numb, and I couldn't believe what's happening, So, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. I did see on This Day in Metal and on the Jamie Jasta podcast. Yeah, you mentioned that was the feeling at the time of getting the tick from Dino to say, yep, let's do this.
That was during the first day of the audition when I've been here in LA for the audition. It was November 2021, and he played me a bunch of instrumentals, crank, loud, and the PA, and I sung them, and it was like maybe up to 18 songs. It was like a lot, and so when we were done, I thought it was like that was it, like just one day. But then fortunately, he gave me a second call. He said, "Can you call tomorrow?" Yeah. You know what? We were walking away from the rehearsal space, and he was like, you know what? I think I can work. So it was chill. It's really chill. It wasn't like, oh, you got the job. So I was thinking in my head, are you just saying that I'm hired? But I couldn't. I had to hold that enthusiasm because I wanted to look professional. Okay. But inside of my head, it was like, fuck yeah. So that's funny. But yeah, that was the moment. That was the moment I was like, okay, so maybe it's really happening.
Milo, I'm absolutely fucking stoked that you are the new Fear Factory singer, man. Like, absolutely stoked. I think this band is in very, very, very safe hands.
Thank you.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing you in Australia. My understanding is you'll be doing that our summer 2024. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what Dino told me at least. We should be in Australia next year by the summer, I think. And I can't wait. Never been there. I just been told by my brother who lived there for 2 years. It's fucking amazing. It's love Australia, and I know that Dino told me one of the most like heavy hardcore fans from Australia. Like Fear Factory's got a really heavy fan base up there. Yeah. In every city, pretty much. Yeah, you'll be welcomed with open arms when you do arrive here. We're really looking forward to seeing you guys and hearing some new material. Yeah, sweet. I can wait to do that. Also, I hope I get the chance to witness live the Fear Factory, because that you can't not see it. It's like it's beautiful. It's just a work of art. So
Max is very well supported by his wife Lauren in his pursuit of creating the world's leading Fear Factory museum. I think it's absolutely incredible. Like the dedication to getting that curated, it's incredible. Love it.
Yeah, it's really incredible. First time I saw it on YouTube, I was like, what the fuck is this? These guys are crazy. And it's just that's amazing, man.
Yeah, I am nowhere near as dedicated to the cause as what Max is. I mean, I got all this stuff over here and whatnot, but look, I'm just a massive fan. I'm not so much a collector, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I see you have an amazing Hornsby obsolete one.
Yeah, and when I get the manufacturer guitar, that is going to hang I'm going to move this Digimortal block mount up, and this is going to hang right up there. The manufacturer is going to hang right about here. So
nice.
Looking forward to that.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
it's really sweet.
But I think after that, I'm done. I think I got enough guitars after that.
Well, you know, it's really good looking. You know, it gives justice, you know, to being a representative new breed. You know, the Perth correspondent.
You know it, brother. You know it. Yeah, man. Really looking forward to having you guys in Perth, and yeah, having a beer.
We will be. Yeah,
birra.
We will be there, man. Yeah, birra. Here we go.
Molto bene.
You know, maybe. Yeah, molto bene. Yeah, you got it right. Maybe I can cook you guys some more pasta.
Yes. So you guys have a follow-up tour after this tour, and you'll be heading down to Mexico, I understand.
Yeah. There's actually a tour. The tour dates are out now, and there's a lot of, you know, pretty much a lot of Mexican dates. We do Mexico City, Chihuahua. Was that Peru? We do Peru, Lima. We do Santiago, Buenos Aires, São Paulo, Costa Rica, and Ecuador, Colombia, the Tattoo Fest in Bogota. So
Fantastic.
a lot of, yeah, I can't.
All the South American fans will be gearing up for that, man, massively.
Yeah, you know, they're you know, South Americans, you know, I love them. You know, they're just like me, the Latinos. You know, it's really passion, you know, and I love it. You know, they're really dedicated. And so yeah, it's going to be a kick-ass experience. You know, I love South America. I've been just to Brazil just like 10 years ago or so. But, you know, it's going to be killer. I can't wait to be, you know, in all those places and meet all the people, you know.
Awesome. But before that, you do play a very iconic venue called the Whiskey A Go-Go. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching videos on YouTube, my favorite bands playing on the Whiskey, you know, like 10 years ago. I was like, oh, you know, that's fucking cool. And now here I am. You know, it's just one of the many surreal things, you know, that's happening. Yeah, so I think it's May 5th, Whiskey A Go-Go, LA, because the Static X Tour LA date, which is the last theater, was sold out. So we had another gig in LA for people that want to, you know, they couldn't make it to the Lasco Theater. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm a massive Motley Crue fan, and I had a friend and his wife honeymoon to Los Angeles, and yeah, they actually went to the Whiskey A Go-Go for me, and they grabbed a flyer just so I could feel some sort of connection to some of the bands that have played there, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looking forward to it. You know, it's really an historical place, you know, and just can't believe it, you know.
Absolutely. So, getting into the American culture, do you follow any of the American sports at all, mate?
The American what?
Sports at all. You a sporty person?
No, actually, no. In Italy, we are crazy about soccer, you know, but I'm not really a soccer follower. I loved basketball when I was a kid. You know, I was a fan of Space Jam. You know, I loved, you know, that I was in love with Michael Jordan. You know, so I was really a fan of that. But I played basketball for 7 years when I was a kid, but you know, never been an actual follower, like, you know, watching that, you know, matches, whatever, call it. So, but you know, I'm still passionate because I find it like a cool, typical, you know, American thing to see. So for, you know, I had my brother, you know, I've been here with my brother last year when I did the audition, and he gave me, you know, as a gift, tickets for seeing Lakers, and I was really so, you know, I was standing in awe in the Lakers stadium, you know, it was like, oh. That was an amazing experience. Even though I'm not a big follower, I don't even know like many of the players' names, you know, like of course I know Kobe Bryant. I have a shirt because I love the jersey, because I love the aesthetic of it. But yeah, I mean, I like it as a cultural thing, you know, but I'm not that much of a connoisseur of the sport.
Sure. I dare say that Dino will turn you into a Lakers fan during your time in Fear Factory, no doubt.
Yeah, we watched the Laker game last week. I think we were playing with Portland. Yeah. It was actually a historical game because that was the game where LeBron James did, the highest
scoring record
ever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Dino was like, "Oh, you're attending to history. You're witnessing history." It was very cool. And
yeah, far out. I saw this photo of LeBron sinking that bucket, and there were just people with their phones out everywhere. I think there was one guy watching the moment and just memorizing it in his brain instead of recording it on his phone. Kind of iconic. Yeah,
it was iconic. It was historical. Yeah, absolutely. I would like to play basketball again, but I don't have time, and I don't know people to, in Rome to play with because for whatever reason. But yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. So yeah, obviously I'm a vocalist myself, so I've got some vocal questions for you. So,
cool.
Milo, what do you do to keep your body firing on all cylinders when you've got a whole lot of shows in a row, sort of thing?
Like you're talking about warming up, stuff like that.
Absolutely, and keeping your body primed. Like, do you do any workouts or anything like that?
Well, yeah, of course. I've been trained by my mother, which she's a professional vocal teacher and singer. So, I've been so lucky that I have musical family, and she taught me some really good warming up techniques. They're pretty much the staple, the basic. I'm sure you heard about it, all the kind of thing. Yeah. And
like those vocal straws as well. You ever seen those things?
Vocal straws? What's that?
Yeah, that's it. So you got like a glass of water, you put this vocal straw in there, and yeah, it encourages you to do that same sort of warm up, except using your diaphragm a bit more.
Yeah. She told me about that too. Yeah. I don't always get like a straw or something, but it's pretty useful because as long as you have something that creates resistance, you gotta push a little bit more, and this, is a good exercise for your for the sounds coming out in a safe way. So the or creates a little bit of resistance, on the mouth. So it's really useful. Actually, good thing is like starting with what my mom's calls sirens. So you go a little
sirens.
Bit of sirens, like you go from the lowest range to the highest range. You like very soft sounds with a finger on your lips because again the resistance gonna held back a little bit. It's gonna hold back, and so really soft sounds, like almost like falsetto, and you start getting your voice used to ranges that you wouldn't normally hit when you talk, right?
Yeah.
So you go really up, a little bit up and down, then higher, then you go back down, even more high, and so on and so on. And basically, I do the same thing, next with the sound, the vocal, how do you call it, vocal track. And if I got like a keyboard or a guitar, it's been better because I can play chords and sing to it, like doing scales to it, like and then you go half step up, higher and higher, so you're getting closer and closer to your highest range. Maybe push yourself a little bit to limit. Like my limit is like around A/B full voice, fourth octave. So and then when you are out of your full range, you go falsetto, and then you go back. It's all about going a little bit hot, up and down, back and forth, and so you're getting your voice used. And as far as clean vocal goes, that's it. You do a little bit of sustain exercise to get your diaphragm ready to sustain a note. It's a lot of exercise. They're kind of cringy, but they're helpful.
Absolutely, yeah. I've in the past used a lot of Melissa Cross exercises because previously I would just get up and let it rip and wonder why I couldn't talk the next day. And the Melissa Cross exercises certainly did help me. But one thing I do want to know is, how do you keep your lungs fit? Like, do you do any sort of exercise as far as like jogging or martial arts or anything like that?
Yeah. Fortunately enough, my best friend, which is also a vocalist, one of my two bands in Rome, is a Kung Fu instructor. It's a very cool Kung Fu style. It's like Tiger and Mantis. And, I've been working out with him, as his student. And, of course, now I'm touring, but I like to continue the very long path of Kung Fu. And it's not just a passion. It's also like it was meant like a way to get myself ready for the tour, because we do a lot of cardio, a lot of muscle exercises, all the push-ups and abs and all exercises possible. We've got crazy legs training. That's what I've been doing mostly to get myself ready. And as far as stamina goes, I also bought on the internet the thing that really intrigued me and wanted to try. It's really helpful. It's like a thing that you put in your mouth that creates the resistance. You breathe inside of it, and it actually makes your breathing muscles stronger. Every day, doing it. And
I have seen that. Yeah.
It's I don't know if I have here with me somewhere, but no, maybe my bag. No, I have my bag the other way. But anyway, it's an interesting tool. It's like breathing exercise, something. But yeah, mostly being working out in Rome, all the last year for almost like 7 months or something like that. I've been doing Kung Fu every now and then. I wasn't that constant, In the last 7 months, I was like, okay, I really have to take it serious. And this is my first time touring, so I wanted to do at max my capacity. So I've been working out really hard and till exhaustion every day, and that helps a lot.
Awesome, dude. So I can see that you're in the RV at the moment. Does it have any decent cooking facilities? Are you guys cooking up some Mexican and Italian feast there at all?
Okay. Here by now we have just like few munchies, but hopefully we're gonna be able to get some more food. But yeah, I mean we've been eating plenty of Mexican food until now. I'm a fan of Mexican food, just not the spicy one, because I'm not a spicy guy. But Tina's making a laugh at it.
Your vocal cords will thank you for that, because there's nothing worse than having a bit of spicy food reflux when you're singing, man. That's shocking. Yeah.
Fortunately enough, I'm not a fan of spicy food. Not even like tiny spicy. But yeah, I mean, not spicy stuff like non-spicy burritos, tacos, stuff like that. Really big fan of it. Yeah. So I've had some Mexican places in Italy, in Rome, and was really a big fan of that. So of course, Mr. Dino, brought me to the best, Mexican places. And to return the favor, I cooked some Italian pasta in his house. Brought some Italian ingredients in the store, and I was like, fuck yeah. So we had like a little bit of cultural exchange.
A bit of cultural fusion on the plate.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Milo, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the AndoVocals podcast today, the fledgling AndoVocals podcast. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and talk about this interrupted tour that's happening at the moment.
We should make it to the Portland show, no problem. So fortunately enough.
Fantastic. Very good. Thank you so much for your time, and all the best for the remaining dates of the tour.
Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for having me, and thanks for the support. Really appreciate it, bro.
Always. All the best, man.
See you in Aussie, mate.
You know it, mate. Thanks, Milo. All the best.
Have a blast,
Thank you, man.
Bye, Andy.